Hello, everybody. I just got done about 2 days ago finishing Avowed after about 35 to 40 hours in playing in the game. I started with early access and I was able to spend about a week or two on the game. Wasn't able to burn through it like a lot of people, but I was able to go through the game, play it, and give you my impressions on the game and what I actually thought of it. So I did not play it in first person like a lot of people. One, I figured first person would be very hard for the platforming and jumping around that you seem like you have to do in the game. So I switched it to third person. I did not use magic really. I used it for a puzzle in the beginning because I couldn't figure out how to get over it when you're trying to get to the Watcher. Uh, Also, there will be spoilers in this video, and I just thought of that. So I went for a close to a barbarian build. I would say um, I used great axes, great swords. I found no legendaries until the very end of the game, which is where I found a legendary bow behind a door that you had a lockpick, and that was in the lava tunnels towards the end of the game. So as I was playing this game, it had a lot of similarities to Dragon Age. The story did. So this game was done by Obsidian Entertainment, who normally do CRPGs, which I'm not a big fan of. Most of the time, I cannot figure out how to do CRPGs, but the lore was really good, and I was invested from the beginning. So as I was playing, beat for beat was Dragon Age the Veilguard, but done in a better way. Now, you do have companions in this game, and as you're getting companions, some people were upset because you couldn't romance them, but to me, it was more important to have better stories and connections between the characters. So, but the stories are pretty similar, from gods that were trapped to one of the cities gets burned in Fiora, but then in Dragon Age, one of the areas also gets burned. There's a lot that one of the studios had to be connecting with the other one in order for the stories to be so similar. It gets to a point where the ending is slightly different, but not really. There's a lot of bad endings in Dragon Age, but in this one, I don't know if there's bad endings in Avowed because I did not get the bad ending. I got the good ending. I almost got the bad ending because what this game does not tell you is little tiny pieces of dialogue can push the story into different areas, but it doesn't seem like it's a bad line of dialogue until you click the button. Then your companions get really pissed off at you. So also in this game there is more secrets. So instead of it being open world, it's semi-open world. So there's 5 zones, and in each zone you can go to these different areas to do bounties or side quests. Thank God there's no escort missions, and you can go through and actually complete all this stuff and always have lockpicks because you'll always find chests, and you don't get Yahtzee until later in the game, and she can dispel where there's secret chests that have really good stuff in there. But you really need lockpicks because you can open up doors, you can open chests, and you can find stuff. I found a lot of stuff that I didn't use because you can upgrade your stuff. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I had so much food because in this game, health potions are expensive and limited. So you can only get health potions from vendors. You do not really find them, but towards the end of the game, I had 67 health potions because you find all these food items if you're exploring, and you'll be able to just make food items that regenerate your health, and you can regenerate over your health by about 20%, I think it is. So you can have more than you would normally have. And if you're going to play this game and rush through, you will die because you have to have your weapons and your armor, just your chest armor, have to be upgraded to a certain level in each zone. Otherwise, you will get wrecked, as I saw some people do. But when I play these type of games, I spend a lot of time in areas. I get distracted. I'm supposed to go straight, and I go left or I go right, and I explore caves and lighthouses and barns and all this stuff. And that's how you find stuff. That's how you find a lot of good stuff. Is just by going off the beaten path in order to find what you're looking for. But do the side quests, do the bounties, because in the beginning I thought the prices were too high, of like 27,000 for a sword or a grimoire. Grimoires are what you use if you're a mage. But it's because you can do bounties, and when you lockpick, you find gold, and when you beat certain enemies, you can increase your gold level that you get. And then there's puzzles that you can either use different types of grenades to open, or you could just use your companions, like Kai. Kai he can do fire damage. Giada can do the lightning damage. Marius can dispel traps and can help you find stuff. Also, you can play this. It's better to play this game not with stuff going on in the background, but I have a tendency to have stuff on in the background because it makes noises when you get close to items and you can find stuff. And there's so many secrets in this game, and that's how people are finding uniques. And that's how people are finding legendaries. But I really didn't find stuff in my playthrough, but there's not really a class system. It's more about what skills do you want. So I picked fighter skills for the health, critical damage, health regen. For the ranger, you can you can summon a bear. You can increase the damage of your bow. You can make it where you pick ingredients. You can get more upgrading materials because you really want to upgrade your weapons, like I said before. But the story is basically you're going through, and you can either help a god or not towards the end. You could take god abilities or not. But as you're playing through the game, like, the story is very addicting, and like there's funny moments in it. Like in the very beginning, when you first leave the first town, you have Kai in your party who was voiced by Garrus from Mass Effect. I swear one of the first NPCs you run into is a female character who is voiced by the voice actor of Commander Shepard from Mass Effect. So it's like this cool little moment that you can have. And I was wondering, there's a lot of people that didn't like Avowed because they were comparing it to Elder Scrolls and Skyrim, which I don't think Skyrim's a good game, but that's just me. Not a big fan of Skyrim. I was wondering why it was so good and why it kept my attention. And then I remembered, after playing a game that's on my Xbox, This game has more in common with Kingdoms of Amalur than it does Skyrim. Because in Kingdom of Amalur, it has the two weapon system. It has the craft, how you do it in this one. It has the exploring like you did in that one. And that game came out in 2012. So I think maybe subliminally they had stuff in there for that one. But this game is very good, and the way it ends, it does set up a sequel. I'm hoping that there is a sequel for Avowed. I think it's one of the better Microsoft exclusive games. It's a Microsoft Studios game. I think it's very well done, and I'm happy they pushed it back to when they did. And they put it on Game Pass. Put it on Game Pass is going to give more people the opportunity to play this game. And I think from an RPG standard, it is so nice to play an RPG that A is not Dark Souls style, B is not turn-based, and C is not like a retro style game. Because those are the three types of games that come out nowadays. It's nice to have an RPG that does not have an end game, that has replay value, has good core combat mechanics. I think some people just wanted too much out of this game, and it just wasn't what it was going to be. But I think Avowed is a game that everybody should try, because especially if you have Game Pass, it's free on Game Pass. So what's the problem with that? If it's free, just try it. But I just want to give my thoughts and opinions on this. I put time into it. I'll probably play it again, but I'm going to give it a little bit of time before I play it again. And maybe try and find some of the hidden stuff I missed the first time. So, as always, it is good to see you all. And I will see you guys next time.